Islam promotes all human relationships, whether friendship, marriage, neighborliness, or the relationship of Muslims to each other. And the companions of the Messenger of God, may God bless him and grant him peace, set the most wonderful example of true friendship, until the Messenger of God, may God bless him and grant him peace, announced to some of them that they will be paradise. And as we talked in the previous video about 10 women influential people in Islam, today we will talk about the 10 people who were promised heaven, their biography, characteristics about them, and what they led to Islam. Abu Bakr. He is the companion of the Messenger of God, may God bless him and grant him peace, and the first of the men to embrace Islam. As-Siddiq, may God be blessed with him, was a well-known merchant in the Quraysh, with knowledge and reason, loved among his people, beautiful companions, and he was a friend of the Messenger of God in his childhood and youth before Islam, and remained on that after him. The Prophet, may God praise, peace be upon him, told him about revelation and believe in God and his monotheism, and it was only that he said, "You have spoken the truth." He did not testify against the Messenger of God since his childhood, so he embraced submission to God, and he was the first of the men to embrace Islam. May God be blessed with him. Abu Bakr spent all his money in order to prepare for migration, and he left nothing for his family and his children. He accompanied the Messenger of God, may God's praise and peace be upon him, on his way to migrate to Medina, and he faced with him all difficulties of the road, and traveled with him in the vast desert in order to support the Prophet, and he slept with him in the cave of Thor for days, and God revealed in its phrases from the Quran. Abu Bakr participated in the preparation of the Battle of Tabuk, which is called the Battle of Al-Usra, and he spent a lot of money to prepare it, and he competed with the companions and preceded them, as he was spending a lot of money to free slaves and free them. The son-in-law of the Messenger of God, may God's praise and peace be upon him, and his wife to his daughter Aisha, and with this he attained a high rank behind the Prophet when he was ill, and he led the people in his place, which indicate that he was the most worthy among the companions for that. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq was the first of the rightly guided caliphs on the day of the death of the Messenger of God, may God bless him and grant him peace. In the 11th year of emigration, important emigrate for advocacy and dissemination. Abu Bakr, may God be blessed with him, had a great imprint in defending the Islamic cause and repelled those who deceived it. Abu Bakr ordered Zayd ibn Thabit to collect the Holy Quran from what was written and what was preserved, and this was the first collection of the Holy Quran. The mother of the believers, Aisha, may God be blessed with her, narrates that As-Siddiq, may God be blessed with him, died of his illness after he had a bath on a very cold night. He led the people for the congregation prayer on his behalf until he died in the 13th year of emigration, and he was 63 years old, as was the age of the Messenger, may God's praise and peace be upon him. And he recommended Aisha, may God be blessed with her, that he buried next to the grave of the Messenger, may God bless with him and grant him peace. Al-Madinah was stirred by the news of the death of Al-Siddiq, may God be blessed with him, and Makkah al-Mukarramah was shaken by this painful news. Umar ibn al-Khattab. His name is Umar ibn al-Khattab, and his nickname is Abu Hafs. He was born 13 years after the year of Elephant, the Quraysh who seek refuge in him. Ibn Ishaq transmitted that Umar ibn al-Khattab converted to Islam after the first migration to Abu Sina, which was the 5th year of the mission, and it was said that he converted to Islam in the 6th year of the mission, and there were numerous narrations that reported the incident of his conversion. The most famous of the narrations stating that he was aboard one day, he drew his sword, heading to Muhammad, may God's praise and peace be upon him, to kill him, and a man from Banu Zahra met him, and he asked about his matter, and he told him that he wanted to kill Muhammad. So that man told him that his sister and her husband had entered the religion of Muhammad. So Umar went to the house of his sister and her husband, and they had a man named Al-Khattab, and when he sensed the coming of Umar, he told him and hid in the house, and they were reading the surah from Quran. So Umar heard the sound of recitation and asked them about their matter. So they told him that they had entered the true religion. So Umar attacked his sister's husband, So his sister pushed him away from him. So he hit her in the face with a blow that had an effect, and she gave him the book. And he receded and said, "Point me to Muhammad." When Al-Khabbab heard that, he revealed himself and said to him, "Rejoins Omar." Omar ibn Khattab was one of those who witnesses all the battles with Muhammad, and in every battle he had heroic stances that had its impact. Muslims lived a great conquest and great victory, during which Muslims spent their Roman and Persian empires, and the conquest expanded by his armies in accordance with the principle of justice and mercy. Umar al-Khattab was martyred after he was stabbed, and the general historians are that he was stabbed on Wednesday and died on Thursday. Uthman ibn Affan, he is the great companion, the commander of the faithful and one of the missionaries of paradise, and his lineage is combined with the Prophet, may God praise and peace be upon him, in Abd Manaf. He was born in the city of Taif 6 years after the year of Elephant. He married the two daughters of the Messenger of God, may God's praise and peace be upon him, Ruqayya and Kulthum. May God be blessed with them both. Uthman ibn Affan, may God be blessed with him, was one of the first companions to embrace Islam. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq invited him to Islam, so he took him to the Prophet, may God bless him and grant him peace, and embraced Islam after meeting him of the Prophet. And he was over 30 years old when he embraced Islam. The great companion Uthman ibn Affan had many deeds that he did in the cause of God and his messenger. Uthman ibn Affan, may God be blessed with him, witnesses all the innovation that the Prophet, may God be blessed with him, witnesses, with the exception of the Battle of Badr. This is because the Prophet ordered him to stay with his daughter Ruqayya, who was sick, so he stayed with her. As for that expeditions in which he participated in Battle of Uhud, the Battle of Qatafan, the Battle of Dhat al-Riqa, the Battle of Tabuk, he prepared the army for Al-Usra. Uthman ibn Affan, may God be blessed with him, assumed the caliphate 3 days after the death of Caliph Umar ibn al-Khattab, may God be blessed with him. People used to meet with the great companion Abdul Rahman ibn Auf to consult the right of people to the caliphate, and all companions of the opinion were anonymous on Uthman ibn Affan, may God be blessed with him. He was pledged allegiance to the caliphate in the 24th year of immigration, and his assumption of the caliph was anonymously agreed by the companions, and thus he was the third rightly guided caliph, may God be blessed with him, and the period of his caliphate lasted 12 years, and his caliphate was full of achievement, including taking care of noble Quran, transcripting it into several copies, and sending it to several cities, taking care of mosques as he expanded the Grand Mosque and the Prophet's Mosque, establishing the first naval fleet for Muslims, was killed by Arwaj Krub, who broke into his house and killed him while he was fasting with the Quran in his hand, and he died as martyr, may God be blessed with him, in the 35th year of immigration, and was buried in Al-Baqiyah. Ali ibn Abi Talib, he is the companion Ali ibn Abi Talib ibn Abdul Muttalib, the cousin of the Prophet, may God's praise and peace be upon him. Ali, may God be blessed with him, was nicknamed Abu al-Hasan and Abu Turab. The Prophet, may God's praise and peace be upon him, had taken care of Ali after the Quraysh had suffered a severe crisis in 1 year, because of which people were affected, and Abu Talib had many children. So the Prophet came to him with Al-Abbas to ensure that each of them take care of one of his sons to ease his distress. Al-Abbas sponsored Ja'far, and the Prophet Ali sponsors him, who believed in him after his mission. Ali ibn Abi Talib, may God be blessed with him, married a number of women, including Fatima, the daughter of Messenger Muhammad, and she bore him Al-Hasan ibn Ali ibn Abi Talib, Al-Hussein ibn Ali ibn Abi Talib, Muhsin ibn Ali ibn Abi Talib. Ali ibn Abi Talib, may God be blessed with him, participated in all expeditions and did not fail except for the Battle of Tabuk, when the Prophet, may God's praise be upon him, succeeded him on the day over Medina. His caliphate was religious caliphate like his predecessors. He was entrusted to Ali, may God be blessed with him, for the caliphate at the beginning of 35th year of the migration, where Muslim immigrants and supporters anonymously chose him as the caliph of the Muslims because of his virtue and his position, and honored it with his destiny and justice. So his elegance was a pledge of unity and mercy to the mothers. Ali had a great position with the Prophet, may God be pleased with him. He was brought up in his lap, and he was made according to his eyes, and he was close to his heart, possessing a high position with him, as the Prophet married him, the most beloved of his daughters to him, Lady Fatima az-Zahra, and he forbid his nation from abusing him, urged Muslims to love him, and commanded them to be loyal to him. Ali knew that he would die, for that Prophet had given him glad tidings that he would be killed as martyr. One day he went out to wake people up to pray and say, "Prayer is a prayer." Ibn Muljam struck him with a sword on the side of his head, and his owner's blood spit on his beard. Ali, may God be pleased with him, was martyred on the Friday night or the 17th night of Ramadan of the 4th year of migration.